Hello, and welcome to my channel, Act on Mental Health. Today we have a special guest. This is my wife, Ashley, and my name is Shaun, if you don't know me, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor here in the state of Indiana. And on this channel, we talk about acceptance and commitment therapy, and today we're going to be talking about the topic of stress. So let's get started. Ashley, what are some things that bring you stress?
Children, money, house cleaning, calendar.
Yeah, I'm thinking right along those lines. I think some of mine are at work, the hours that I'm on the road. And believe it or not, couples counseling makes me stressful. So my watch will sometimes tell me to relax. And so today we're going to be talking about that. And if you wouldn't mind showing them a workbook, this is a workbook that I use for stress management. So we're going to go step by step over the next few videos and help break down stress and how to relax. Stress is a natural response to any situation that we find difficult. In this picture, the man is so distracted by his thoughts and feelings that he's like a fish caught on a hook. When he is hooked by these thoughts and feelings, he's not able to fully concentrate on playing with his children. When hooked, we are often pulled away from our values or what's important to us. On the left side are examples of what can happen when we are pulled away from our values. For example, we might argue with other people. On the right side are examples of moving toward our values and doing the things that give our lives meaning, such as helping or caring for others.
Getting hooked means that a difficult thought or feeling has taken your attention away from what you were doing. For example, you are talking with your friends, then you start thinking about something stressful. This hooks you. You get lost in your thoughts and cannot focus on talking with your friends anymore.
A client made an excellent point about being hooked like a fish that was in the water, enjoying a nice swim. Then all of a sudden, the hook takes them away from what they're doing into a new and strange place away from the water. And it's precisely what hooking is like in terms of stress. When we get hooked, our behavior changes. We often start doing things that make our lives worse. We might get more argumentative, withdraw from others, or may attempt to sleep off the stress. We call these behaviors and act away moves because when we act in this way, we're moving away from our values. Stress takes a toll, and soon these small steps away create more distance from the life that is important to us.
If you've enjoyed the content of this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.
So what can we do? Well, that's what this course will help you with. In this first video, we're going to cover the concept of grounding, which helps us do two things: to focus and to engage. Most people find that as they get more stressed, they get more distracted.
To focus and engage simply means to give your full attention to any activity you are doing. So if that's listening to music, eating, drinking, or sitting in a cubicle, doing the activity with your full attention. But when hooked by thoughts or feelings, you are disengaged or distracted and you are unfocused. And when we do things in an unfocused and distracted way, we often do them poorly or are unable to enjoy the activity and feel dissatisfied.
So if you can learn to be more engaged and focus better, then you can handle stress better. But if stress is causing us to be distracted, how can we expect to be focused? Well, it won't be easy, but because there's a relationship, they influence one another. So we could become unfocused by stress, but we can also relax by becoming focused. Now, if you're stressed, that last statement may have made your head hurt.
Let's try an exercise that may help this point make more sense. Grab a cup and fill it halfway full with water.
First, focus your full attention on it. Notice the drink with curiosity, as if you have never encountered such a drink before. Notice its color or translucency. Savor the smell of it. Feel the weight of the cup in your hand. Next, sip it slowly and let it sit on your tongue. Feel it on your teeth and savor the taste. Then swallow. Lastly, as you continue to do this for a few moments, you may have thoughts or feelings that hook you. If so, refocus on the drink and practice engaging and focusing fully in this moment. This exercise can be done during any stressful situation by slowing down and refocusing on the activity and using your five senses to notice the full details of the moment. And if you're being hooked, unhook by refocusing and engaging in what you're doing. As I mentioned earlier, when we are stressed, difficult thoughts and feelings usually appear. They are a natural part of any type of stress. But when a lot of difficult thoughts and feelings appear all at once, they can overcome us and we can get lost in them. In ACT, we call this an emotional storm.
What is an emotional storm? An emotional storm is the feeling of being overpowered by difficult thoughts and feelings. Emotional storms might be full of sadness and loss and grief, or full of anger, or full of fear or worry. Some emotional storms are so big they contain all of these things. They can be so strong they are like a mighty storm, and they can easily overpower you.
We can unhook ourselves with a method called grounding. Imagine you are high in a tree when a storm begins. Would you want to stay in a tree? While you are in the tree, you are in great danger. You need to get down to the ground as quickly as possible.
On the ground, you are much safer. And on the ground, you can help others. For example, you could comfort others while the storm rages. And if there is somewhere safe for you to hide, you can only get there after you are on the ground.
Grounding has three main steps. And so for these, I'm going to have Ashley demonstrate so you can follow along at home. Step 1, notice how you're feeling and what you're thinking right now. Are you feeling stressed or caught in an emotional storm? Step 2, slow down and connect with your body. You can do this a number of ways, but some of the ways that I would recommend is to push your feet into the floor and then begin to stretch. You can stretch down to your toes. You can stretch outward, or you can even press your fingers together to feel that tension. Then connect with your body by focusing on your breathing. So you can choose to slow your breathing, breathe in through your nose, and then slowly exhale to your mouth. Or you can just observe how you're breathing naturally. Step 3, refocus on the world around you, paying attention with curiosity to what you're doing and what you can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. Grounding does not need to take long. You can practice anytime, anywhere, even just for a minute or 2 minutes with your eyes open, even if it's not quiet around you. You can do this while washing dishes, while driving, or cooking. Grounding is especially helpful during stressful situations or an emotional storm, when you are angry or frustrated with your children, when you cannot sleep, when you can't stop thinking about bad things from the past or worrying about the future.
Now that you know the basics of grounding and concepts of being hooked by difficult thoughts or feelings, consider making a plan to practice grounding in the next week. Consider when you will do this, where might be a good place, and how many times each day would be ideal.
That's it for this session and for tool 1 of grounding. In the next session, we'll develop the next tool of unhooking and build off the skills of noticing and important skill of naming. Remember, your journey to a more purposeful and mindful life begins with a single click.